Aurea. It's Lane, by the way.
What's that? strand for your mantle.
If the surge hadn't hit so hard, the steps would lead to the spire. Alas. Elected representatives would convene there, including the Enclave's leader.
Imagine a time when Weavers had our own governing body.
Impressive building. I'd always heard the Enclave liked to keep extensive records. It's a lawkeeper's dream. Let's see if we can find a registry of Maker's sigils. This looks like some kind of evacuation plan. Old. Probably from before the surge. Were they consulting it? Tables with assets listed. Looks like a tabulation of supply levels. too new to be from before the Surge. According to these dates, they stayed in Tenebron for years afterwards. Just some birth records. Surprisingly detailed.
Invaluable. We'll have to make sure Lane adds them to our archive later.
Here we go. Sigils. Ah, found it. Our creator is listed here as Lucia de Crassus. 2 registered workshops, both council approved for dangerous materials. She must have had some pull before the Surge. One is here in the city, and the other, let's see. I've been there. That frozen town out in Dredger's Mire. Better wear something warm.
I think it's important we run this one down, Bryn. The water clock is dripping.
A lot of damage this high up. A loom gate near the spire. Probably for the Enclave's council members. Might not be one myself, but I'd better grab a key switch. Back in the spire. Let's see if we can find a registry of Maker's sigils. There's no way this is natural. Feels like frost magic.
That aerolith can influence the weather. Almost certainly why things are frozen over.
Malfunctioning, then?
Indisputable. The ice buildup must be causing a cyclical localized reaction.
Sure. I'll take care of it.
Good idea. Swampy environs and intense cold is bad even for Enclave parchment. Best to lower the risk.
There. Already warming up. Hope I didn't damage the priceless artifact too much.
Can't make an omelet, as they say.
A lot of notes here. Water damage from the cold and melt, though. Let's see. Materials. Huh. That's how you visualize a pattern. Lots of marginal notes. These have to be from Lucia. Ah. She mentions a flood in the later passages.
Perfect. We should check her other workshop, too.
We?
You.
The cold sunk right into the stones here.
This is why we use wattle and daub back home. Insulate... properly. If this keeps happening, you might want to keep a suit of armor for the occasion.
With the right materials, we can keep you snug as a bug in a rug.
right should lead you to the lower city.
A body, ahead. Outfit looks like our spying friends.
So, it's a uniform. I often heard that as you entered the perch, the bustle of Denevron would begin to crescendo until it peaked in the market.
Weaver's Rest. Said to be a common place for weavers in Lowtown to gather.
The record said this place was registered to our enchantress of interest, Lucia. It sure doesn't look like a saboteur or a smuggler's den. On the workings of Archons by L. de Crassus. Seems promising. Come?
Certainly topical. There were references to it in those notes you found, come to think of it. Definitely bring it back. Another piece of the puzzle.
Any luck with the materials we gathered from Lucia's workshops?
Yes. I'll let Sev fill you in.
We started with the book, which was painfully dry and highly theoretical.
Unsurprising. The Enclave was notoriously tight-lipped about the construction of the arcs.
The book was still useful, as it contained a number of craft-specific terms, shorthands and annotations, all critical. Referencing the book clarified the notes.
Without it, they bordered on deranged rant, especially at the end.
Sort of a window into her thinking.
We suspect Lucia spent a long time in isolation while working on these.
She covered many topics, but the most prominent was her work into the Flood.
I'm sure her work was interesting. But eyes on the prize, gentlemen. What did we learn about the Floods? Does she have an answer for us?
Partially. This is the design.
Her research led her to one conclusion: to stop the Floods. She needed to disrupt a barrier of some sort. The frustrating thing is that she never explains what barrier or where it could be found.
She assumed, unfortunately, that anyone else reading it would know what she was talking about.
Her design is detailed and specific. The device it would create inverts the flow of magic in enchanted objects, disrupting them for a time.
We think the devices we found on the Arks were prototypes, small experiments to determine efficacy and duration.
So what's the catch? If the Floods are still happening, clearly she didn't build one.
Lucia's thimble, as she calls it, requires some highly specialized components. It has to withstand considerable magical flow, far more than what's produced by an Ark.
It's like how mass scales exponentially. Just because you can build a scale model of an aqueduct doesn't mean the real thing can support its own weight.
If, and it is a very big if, we could find those components, we could construct Lucia's thimble. We have the expertise.
We'll find them. It's just a matter of time.
I only hope we have enough.
The other thing we'll need is a source of magical flame. Solar's mantle won't be enough by itself. Thankfully, you've already gathered strands. Just come see me and we'll create a mantle together.
Okay, so we have clear next steps. Just one more thing. What happened to Lucia?
The Flood. Our best guess, at any rate. There's no sign of her.